What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 330 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
Trifling ass mudfish.
We got the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
Go see Sinners in theaters, potentially IMAX if you get it.
And we got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
More loot. Give me more loot.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about the Switch 2, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Marathon, South of Midnight, and Sinners. Alright, so Chris, you were asking who was playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and I have been playing it because
Nice.
it's a PS5 Pro enhanced game, so
Oh, okay, that's cool.
yeah. I'm playing it
How you
on
liking it?
super easy.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I was like, what difficulty though? Because that
Oh,
game
yeah.
will bully you.
It
Bro,
will.
yeah.
Even
I
on
think when I was-
easy, there are certain things of like, but
I feel like you, at this point, you're probably pretty good at video games, man. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, when I was playing on Game Pass, I was playing on normal. I mean, it has teeth, but you kind of get the hang of it.
Yeah,
Well,
well, it
all
doesn't
you
have teeth.
If you just... Right.
You just got to learn two moves: the swallow drop and the what is it? The Izamude drop. Those two moves.
Yeah, just cheese the shit out.
Flying
Izumi.
bird swallow, and yeah, and he is like just
Izumi.
if you got those two moves, you'll be fine.
You know what? Are you having a good time?
yeah, I mean,
Honestly, that's all that matters.
Or you're winning some.
it's like 4K. It's one of the best looking games that I am playing because,
That's so crazy.
And
When
then
did
it's
that originally come out?
when did it originally come out?
Yeah.
Xbox 360 days, but it's just like here. You're on a super powerful GPU with DLL or with Pisser.
Pisser.
like-
Get it right.
So you can just go crazy with the resolution. So, and it's running at a solid 60. Haven't noticed any drops whatsoever.
Dope.
And so, yeah, the one thing I was like, okay, I know I played Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on PS3, like like that was one of the games I got with my PS3. But there was that giant Buddha statue fight at the beginning of the game that was like a wall of like, oh, child me definitely had no way of doing that. And I'm sitting here, I'm playing the game, and I'm like, I'm recognizing certain things, but I'm like, where's the giant Buddha fight? Where? And they just cut it from this version of the game. And it took
Yeah.
me watching multiple like reviews of like, oh yeah, they streamlined this version by removing these two giant boss fights, and it's like, oh, okay. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely farther in this version than I've ever been in Ninja Gaiden 2 before. So
Mhm. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, I couldn't figure out how to beat this game. There was no way.
right, yeah, that's why I got it with my PS3 because it looked cool, and then I traded it in before. And I mean, it did look good for the time, like on a PS3. Like it looked really good, and I mean, it looks really good now for the time on a PS5 Pro. So,
Nice.
but yeah,
Ninja Gaiden's a good time.
Ninja
Yeah,
Gaiden.
I see it's on sale, so I'm like,
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
It was that and MVC
But it's like-
Fighting Collection.
it's like stocks though. It's like I can wait for a lower price.
You could honestly.
I'm gonna buy it at the bottom.
Right. I'm just trying to, like, it's on
Maximize.
sale. It's PS5 Pro enhanced, like, so
Gotta check it out.
I have history with this game in particular, even though it's like I'm definitely farther than I've ever been, and but that one boss fight was just like, where is it?
It's a bummer that they took it out. You feel the
No,
accomplishment of beating it.
no,
Yeah,
No?
apparently it was just a
No.
bad fight.
no.
Like
Some bosses, they're like, all right, yeah, this
some of
wasn't a
the
good call.
bosses that they left in there are bad. There's this one that's essentially a train that turns into a ghost, and then
Hmm. I mean, it can't be anything that's better than what's in Ninja Gaiden 3. So, or anything worse than what's in that game. So, trust me, you're fine.
yeah, I think Ninja Gaiden 2 of the Ninja Gaiden 4 looks like it's gonna be sick. Like that's what this
Yeah.
really has
Oh
me excited for.
Yeah.
Oh
Ninja
yeah!
Gaiden 4.
Yeah!
But yeah, so this is on sale, and also MVC Fighting Collection was on sale, and that's getting an update. Supposedly, it was supposed to happen sometime during the week, but I haven't noticed the changes that supposedly were updated.
Is it a crossplay update?
No, it's definitely not a crossplay. Unfortunately, it's not a crossplay update.
Like Capcom, why? 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 It's everywhere else. What the fuck?
That's true.
That game's finally on Xbox now, right? Like, I don't know why you'd play it there. I know it's definitely on
so.
Switch. I know it's on PC. I know it's on PlayStation. That game. But I think there was something where, like, Microsoft worked with Capcom to get it to come to Xbox.
Yes.
They're just like, hey, come on, baby. Why you didn't put it on one of our boxes? Afraid we're gonna put it on Game Pass? So what's up?
It's on Xbox
Let us
One?
holler at you.
Yeah, it's on PS4. It's
Technically it's a PS4 game you're playing on PS5.
Yeah, because it's a collection of, like,
Because
Mhm.
Genesis era games and like
Yeah.
arcade games. It is it's like the duality of Ninja Gaiden definitely using the
Yeah.
power of the PlayStation,
Yeah.
and Marvel definitely not using it.
No.
We don't need it. We don't need all that power.
And I mean that's fine.
You don't.
Like if it runs as well on the Switch, like that's kind of like the
As long as it's in
level
that
I
frame
need these
rate.
fighting games. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Honestly.
Like, if a fighting game can run on the Switch, then we're good. We're solid. So,
Yeah.
Skullgirls, Under Night, you just
Just because it can doesn't mean that it should, you know?
those run fine. Like, there's no.
Mortal Kombat runs on the Switch.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about Mortal Kombat.
It runs on the Switch. That doesn't mean it should be there.
Well, 2D fighters that don't need the power of. So, like, Street Fighter coming to Switch 2 is actually kind of like a cool thing because that brings the level of, like, a handheld fighting game. Because me being a Vita player, something about PSP and Vita, something about these 2D fighters on a handheld is just appealing to me. That's why I like on my Steam Deck. I have Under Night. I don't have Under Night 2 anywhere. I need that game to go on sale. But then I'll have absolutely nobody to play it with, and
You just be online sweating.
oh no, I'm definitely not doing that. Fuck around in the arcade mode a little bit, but no,
Might be alright.
nope.
You won't know
I've
until you
put
try.
the sweat into Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball Fighters, Skullgirls, and even when I've put in the time and sacrifice, they're like, nah, still not gonna let you get anywhere. So, but I'm
Street
fine with
Fighter
that.
5 get good eventually.
I mean, I played it when it was technically still not good, but
When it was
it was
undercooked
what
like
it
fuck.
was.
It
Well,
was
no,
back in the terrible Capcom days.
It was Championship Edition, which wasn't like it was like the first.
Mm,
It had the first season bundled in, and when they started off the second season, that version is when I
yeah,
got it.
got you.
And I mean, it was what it was. That was
Yeah.
the story of Street Fighter V. Like, it's like, cool, like, I'm here, I'm playing this game, I'm doing this thing.
Correct.
It is what,
Is that
like,
its point in the life cycle where people say that it was better, it deserved better, and all that stuff because people are like, it wasn't 4, it was not 6, yada yada. It's out doing its thing. Classic Capcom game life cycle.
it had crossplay. Like, in the early PS4 days, it had crossplay with PC, so...
That's pretty sick.
But, I mean...
Oh, right. 5 was console exclusive to PS4, right?
Yep.
Huh.
That's
And
why
definitely was a rush release so it could be out before Evo.
Yep.
Yeah.
That shit was undercooked. I think the damn store wasn't even set up yet. It was so undercooked. That shit was like coming soon. I remember getting that game. Like that was the first game I pre-ordered because I had just got my PlayStation and I was like, "Oh, Street Fighter's coming out. I like Street Fighter 4. Yeah, yeah, this is hell yeah." Pre-ordered that bitch and then got it. It was just playing it and then it just didn't. Something just did not feel right. And apparently that game was just underdone, undercooked, unfinished.
Now there are a lot
It
of
fell by the
characters
wayside.
at the very
But guess
least.
what? It came with a theme.
It did. Definitely did.
It came with a theme. It doesn't come with themes. The PlayStation 5. And they've showed that they have the capacity to do so.
Did anybody use the new
Gonna see
wallpapers they added to the...
yes.
Which one are you using, Chris?
I haven't picked one yet. I've been playing South of Midnight on Xbox, so I haven't really been playing.
I haven't done it. I boot up my PlayStation now.
Wait, you're
and just
playing
pull up
on an
Discord.
Xbox?
Yeah,
What Xbox?
the Series X, the digital one.
When'd you get
We
that?
talked about this like 3 episodes ago.
No. Okay, is this news?
I mean,
this is
I
news to
didn't
me. Is this
know,
news
but
to
I
anybody else?
also just assumed that Chris has always had an Xbox. It was just implied in my
Yes,
existence
I have
that Chris has had an Xbox.
I have a Series X Xbox to play Game Pass games upstairs on my TV. It's like relax.
Did you get it forced off of midnight?
No, I got it a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
What Game Pass games have you been playing? And I mean, play
Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was probably the first one, and then I played Avowed. I played Forza.
Games on Discord, and I'm assuming you're doing them
It's
on
on PC.
Like this whole
Did we talk about this on the pod? Has it just been that long?
I think so.
I think we never got the follow up of him actually talking about having it for a while. It was mentioned that he had it, and then I don't think we never got the follow up.
I straight up. It was like, oh yeah, where are you playing this on? Oh, it's like, yeah, I'm just playing this on my Xbox, and then that was kind of the end of the conversation. And I was like, I'm not gonna really go into it because I mean, it's just a Xbox console. Like, it works, it plays games. That's all I need.
Just a box with an X on it, nothing special.
It turns on. It doesn't even make a sound when I turn it on.
It's the silent beeper.
It's just a little beep, just a ding.
Yeah. Quick resume is awesome.
Fucking quick resume is great.
It's pretty fucking sick.
We're halfway into the PlayStation life cycle, and they still haven't decided.
You're not
more than halfway into this Goddamn.
Madrid, PlayStation's gonna have like this whole showcase for the PlayStation 6, and just to appease Madrid Devon, here is themes, and here's quick resume.
No, the quick resume would be a lot of people. That is, you
Dude,
know how many
like
of
this.
us play?
This is literally the PlayStation fan base would be appeased. You know?
I know. I just you've been on their ass for what, 6 years now,
I mean, there's no reason this shit's not there.
and there is
Like they have
reason.
they shit the bed on what, the switcher thing, and just like, what is that? Nobody uses it.
What's the switcher thing?
Sometimes I try to use
button.
it. Exactly, Chris. Exactly.
It's a thing that looks like it would one day be quick resume, but it's tucked away in the menu enough that
it's not.
Even when I'm switching back, I just hold down the home button, go to the actual home screen of my PlayStation, and choose my game from there. Even if it's like I have Fortnite and Monster Hunter neck and neck, like back to back, I'm not using the switcher to go between them.
No, I do feel like this is the one generation where the consoles, like, I guess, main screen hasn't made much sense to me. As like far as like I want to get in here
more
and like
ads and all of those shits. That's just what it is.
Right.
Like I felt like
how hard can we advertise you on fucking everything? Everything is turned into a digital mall or a storefront.
Right.
Like where's digital mall?
Look at Fortnite, bro. That shit's an entire fucking swap meet.
Like yeah.
It's everything right there.
Yeah, like with the PS4, PS3, I feel like I was like, oh, I want to go in here and customize all this stuff and whatnot. I know, Anton, you've like done your folders and all that, but it's like this hasn't inspired me to do any of that.
Right.
Oh, even my collections are like tucked away in a menu. Like, I'm not saying that any of these, the way that they've been, because PSP, PS3, like
those were
PS4, like all of those, like PS4 had less because there were like sites you could go to on the PS3 or the PSP and get like custom themes.
Yeah.
And so you could really like, I definitely had multiple like Advent Children, Crisis Core themes on my PSP, stuff like that. And on
have any of y'all played around with the like the widgets on the PlayStation home screen?
Yeah, I have mine set up where it shows me like battery life on my controller, download progress. It like has a tile for my wish list where it like cycles through the box art of games on my wish list. So
that's cool.
What else do I have? I have like one of the smallest version of the Friends Online where it just kind of has like a row of pictures and it tries to list people's names, but it'll only list like 2 or 3 because people's names.
I try to have friend activity on because I did like to see what niggas was doing.
For me, it's just like I'll do that off like the game screen, like to see who's playing what. Like Fortnite, I'll do that. I know you can do that with Marvel Rivals and Monster Hunter. I'll do that.
Yeah. It is what it is. They're never gonna add this shit.
Yeah. But the wallpapers, they added some new wallpapers to the like widget section and one of them is like a dual sense schematic with like Japanese text, like labeling all the different things, and it's like
they're trying to catch that Nintendo welcome tour. They're trying to catch that wave before the game's out. They're like, hey.
I mean, Astro's Playroom was packaged in. Just saying.
No, I'm just talking about like aesthetically, and hey, you take a look at our.
Oh no,
at our setup.
No, it's more like a blueprint. Like it's a design they've used for other things before, most likely, because they do those like free. It's like, it's spring. Here's the PlayStation theme on PS4. That's just like themed around spring, you know.
Hmm.
So it seems like they've definitely done something like this before. So, and I like this one in particular because they have a whole section of it's just the sacred symbols in different setups. They have some that are animated. They finally added like animated game ones. Because for a while I was using like Fortnite loading screens because I just take a screenshot when the loading screen was up and use that as a wallpaper because a lot of those are really good. But now I'm using one of the actual official ones they have in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so while we're on PlayStation, getting Ninja Gaiden and Marvel made me start interacting with PlayStation Stars, which made me realize I need to get. I think I'm down to like 50 rare trophies between here and the end of the year, which that's not bad at all considering I've probably gotten like 20 in the last 2 days.
Hmm.
But and that's the good thing about PlayStation Stars is it has me actually paying attention to. Let me see. It has me actually paying attention to the rarity of trophies I'm getting instead of just getting, easy platinums or whatever just to get the number up. Minus. So yeah, I have 52 more rare or better trophies to get between now and the end of the year. So
Sick.
that got me playing Ninja Gaiden, that got me playing Marvel, that got me playing Unpacking, which is
Oh shit!
a game that's like supposedly it's an easy platinum, like it's, but apparently people just didn't stick with it and didn't do any of the optional stuff.
Hmm.
It seems like a lot of people played the game and got like 2 chapters in and dropped off because I'm doing stuff that's like optional in the second level and those trophies are coming up as rare. So I'm like, shit, I'll take it. Like, none of these things are particularly hard, especially because I'm playing it with a guide up. But I was like on PlayStation PSN profiles and I was just like, all right, what are some rare trophies that I can get that, like, I just used my trophy advisor and sorted it by rare or better. And it was like, oh, Unpacking. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can go in and do this. And I've played a couple levels since then and have gotten a handful of trophies. So, yeah, my trophy log looks really schizophrenic right now. Because it was like Assassin's Creed Shadows, then I played some Tetris Effect, then Minecraft, because the PS5 version of Minecraft was out, and while I have zero interest in going to a theater to see the Minecraft movie, the second that thing's streamable somewhere where I can watch it as part of like an existing subscription I have, I'll definitely watch it. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Unpacking, and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. So.
Say his full name. That's funny. Okay. So y'all been trying out some stuff between the two of you.
Yeah. Chris, you've been trying out South of Midnight. You were saying it's the best game you've played so far this year?
Yeah. I mean, just with the writing, the music, like characters and everything involved is just like so well done, especially coming out of Xbox. It is something I haven't seen from them and since the Xbox One, I don't even think. But like,
how's the gameplay?
So, okay, yeah, I've seen a lot of the reviews of
I'm just
the
curious.
combat. It is what it's not as bad to me. Yeah, it's not as bad to me as like what I think reviewers are saying. You get like a couple power-ups, you can push an enemy, you can pull an enemy, you can freeze them, and you can throw your little like pet doll that your mom gave you. that like comes alive in the like kind of folk world, and it takes over one of the monsters and helps you fight them. And then you get like gradually have like a small little tree that as you get like more Weaver score points, or you can upgrade those power ups and everything and unlock different things. It's fine. Sometimes it's challenging enough to keep it a little bit like keep me a little engaged, but like I think the platforming world, like expanding world that you kind of see, like collecting all of like the folklore, like pages of like, so essentially in the game, a huge hurricane comes through. Your mom gets swept down a river in her trailer, and you're trying to run after her. And you end up going to your grandma's house, who has a past you don't know you're going to eventually find out about. And you wake up in this folk world where you got a giant talking catfish.
Wait, so
who's kind of
this is an isekai?
apparently it's always existed according to the catfish.
Well, yeah, the other worlds always exist, but
Yeah,
like,
so technically, yes, it's an isekai. You are transported into deep southern folklore. Like right now, I'm
But
about to
are you
go
in the
to the.
isekai?
I don't know. I don't like. We're figuring
So
out.
it's unclear
Yeah,
if
Hazel
this is
and
a
I
different
are
world or
figuring
if
this out together.
well, no, they're like magical. I'm sitting here and looking. This is definitely not like
Found out the
our
alligator's
world.
name. His name is Two-Toe Tom.
Tuto
Love
Tom.
that shit. Two-Toe Tom. The music in here is absolutely like masterful in it.
Right.
It just
I understand there's fantasy creatures, but that doesn't mean these fantasy creatures just don't exist in their world.
they technically just do exist in your world. You just never see them, and you can only see them if you're a weaver.
Yeah. If okay, in JJK, is that an isekai? We just can't see curses because we're not inclined.
Yeah, technically these curses.
So it's like
come from this
she's like on that Juniper Lee type shit. It's like, hey, I have these powers now, and I have to deal with this mythical bullshit here. But I'm just
So she doesn't actually get transported to another world. She just sees the
She just takes the
parallel
left.
world.
So
She just takes the wrong left in the bayou. Okay.
So she technically goes to this like giant manor that is her grandma's house.
right.
You definitely off the bat, your grandmother's white, so apparently you off the bat know that she's got some shit up with her, and she is evil, and she doesn't give a fuck about you because your dad died. You find that out for no spoilers. You find that out first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm watching the trailer and like you describing it, I'm like, I wish I could have this up as B-roll because you're like beat for beat hitting this trailer on Steam.
I mean, shit. But yeah, so you go to her grandma's house because you're like, shit, my mom's going down a river because a hurricane just stole her trailer away. And for help, grandma's old. She's got some side things she's not telling you. Kind of looks evil. You go to sleep. She locks you in this room. You wake up and the whole world has changed and vines are everywhere and monsters are. You see giant alligators walking off in the distance.
Gators can just do that, though.
Gators, well, they're
Gators
big.
can just do that.
And the lore of that gator, that's part of the reason why this is the best game ever. The lore and the story behind why that gator is big is absolutely just great writing.
You just can't stop eating.
I haven't played this game because I went to New York and then immediately kind of went back to work and then went to Florida. So I haven't been at home really to play my Xbox, but I got home a couple hours early before we had to record and just immediately turned it on. I was like, damn, I love this game. It is it's phenomenal. Sure, yes. The combat is fine. It's nothing to write home about. But everything else about it, it's a solid action platformer kind of game with just an amazing storyline, visuals, and just composition. I could still see, even with the action, whatever, I could still see this game winning so many awards at the end of the year. Because it damn well deserves it.
I've mostly heard good things about it. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I haven't checked to see if there's any discourse about it. For those reasons. But I don't care.
Yeah.
If they're mad,
I do like
I
that
hope they get an aneurysm.
in a world where you don't always get people of color written well. I'm glad that they writ this. She is a Southern Black woman with a Southern Black mother, and just like I've met her in my life and eaten with her family, and I'm like, damn, this is good.
This hits.
It's good. This hits. You got the culture
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, that's how I feel about. I saw Sinners on Friday. Oh man, that's a movie. Everybody
Needs to see.
Y'all should see it. Southern period piece, vampires.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently,
it's set in the Delta,
the
Jim Crow era.
script that became this originally was planned to be a Blade script.
Huh.
Damn. Oh, can you imagine the universe where we also got a Marvel Blade directed by Stanley? Not Stanley. Goodness. Ryan Coogler.
Yeah,
that was the plan for a while.
Oh man,
that's what this movie is the result of.
That timeline is too powerful. That's all. Who knows what we would have had to sacrifice for that,
Yeah. I can name a couple people.
A couple of things that would have. Yeah. Like equivalent exchange, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, look what we've given up to get this Bleach 4-parter, like this 4-core Bleach, like.
Oh, man.
Core 4, we're almost there.
We're almost there.
It's July, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say it's July.
But yeah, to end it on a good note, Jalen, since you have an Xbox, you got to play this game.
It's next. And
also, I will be buying this when it inevitably
you're
comes.
You're at the end, aren't you?
I'm at the end. Like I have.
How much of the end are you at?
Okay. I'm still. I got like 16 days before I fly to the face and confront.
Fly to the face.
I gotta fly to the face. Yeah, I gotta fly to the face before I confront the confrontable. And this is definitely a point in time. Yeah, there's definitely a point in time where they're like, "Hey, finish up your social relationships before you get into this shit."
Yeah. I will say that's probably your last time to really do that.
Right. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I only have Bastillo and Katarina left. Basilio, the boy, the lad.
Oh man, the goat.
The lad,
the best
the lad.
The best dressed, the most lit.
Right, that is the lad.
The most tragic.
Oh my god! Come on. And then, of course, shout out to Yufa, my beloved baby girl.
Yeah, she's her. That's why they didn't put dating in this game, because
You know what? This game didn't need that, and I really appreciate them not having it.
It didn't. It just made everything else all the cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it make more sense in this context because they're consenting adults instead of high school
to be dating? I mean, there's going to inherently be weird power dynamics with this as well, just due to the nature of the things there.
Right, one of y'all's the captain, the other one's technically an employee /
Yeah, and then you look at the main character and who the main character really is, like just the type of shit that he's on, it really don't make sense. That boy just want an adventure, you know?
That boy just wanted to see the
That boy
sight.
that boy just want an adventure. He don't want no ass. And that's fine.
It's okay.
That's actually a good thing.
That's
you know?
that's healthy.
He thinks with his two eyeballs. Two different colored eyeballs.
Oh.
The only thing hetero about him is the chromia. That is fucking funny.
All right, so Chris, I saw you put Expedition 33 on the dock.
Since we were talking about
that Clair Obscur.
since we were talking about an RPG, are you gonna get this one day one? There, Madrid.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I got 3
This
days
is-
to beat
This
South
is
of
on my
Midnight.
short. It comes out in 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not day one. maybe when I get paid.
Well,
again.
technically 3 a.m. on the 24th, so technically 3 days.
yeah, that's probably going to be an actual paycheck type of thing. But but then again, it's not like a $60 game.
No, it's only
either. And
49.
I think PlayStation is doing a sale. They're doing
It's
a
on sale on
discount if you
Steam.
get it. Yes, if you get it early. Well, maybe it is day one then. We brought it back full circle.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. For sure.
Damn, I should probably lock in and finish Persona 3. I don't know if I can do that in 3 days, though.
Depending on what month you're in.
October?
No.
No?
I mean, if you didn't work, probably.
Yeah, well, I do. I do. Damn.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I went this long without finishing Persona 3. It was another few days.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Months.
You know.
Yeah.
Nah.
This world just looks too cool not to jump in it as soon as I can.
Right. I definitely want to try it out. And, if it kind of does that same thing that Sea of Stars did, with just, doing its own thing while also really nailing those tropes and that feeling,
Yeah. So what, Anton?
I said those staples.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If it can erect those pillars of the genre, then I think we're in good hands. Chris, are you getting it?
Yeah, I got it pre-downloaded on the Xbox.
Oh,
It's a Game Passer.
Mhm.
Game Passer. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Wait, did we not get a demo for it?
Did we get a demo for it?
no.
Not that I see.
Damn.
Yeah, no. There's no demo.
This
This isn't a Square Enix game.
I know it's not a Square Enix game, but like the previews that came out, like reviewers were basically playing a demo for the game.
That happens where
Yeah.
it's only
I just
certain people I expect when.
Right. I
it's
just
like-
kind of thought they'd be like, oh, here you go. Here's the demo. Here's the first 2-3 hours.
All right.
Mhm.
Transfer your progress.
Exactly. Like it's just so commonplace now.
Right.
But that's fine though. I know what I'm getting in.
Right.
I like turn-based video games. I like it. It's fine to me.
I love them.
Especially if
like,
it's not a full
I
price
love
game.
Let me think about
Yeah.
my decisions. Let me think of the best
I-
strategy, you know?
I grew up on Pokemon. Like,
Right.
I'm really ready for Pokemon Legends, though.
that good
Even
Za.
if I gotta play
think
it
it-
on Switch One.
You think it's going to be that good, Za? They should have said fuck it and released it today.
They should
Just
have said
completely coincidentally.
that. Or at least drop a demo. I don't think Pokemon's ever done that, but just drop a demo.
Oh no, they did it on 3DS.
Oh, did they? Cool.
Yeah, they did it for Sun and Moon and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, drop that Pokemon Za fucking demo on 420. Like, hello.
Come on now.
That's some marketing that they can't get elsewhere, you know?
Right.
It would have to be a complete accident, like just we didn't.
Right, because that's marketing that's illegal in their country.
right.
Right.
Right. Za.
They get swatted during Pokemon Day.
Damn.
No, I'm thinking about like all the Pokemon like Ziploc packs that are gonna come out
No.
because of it, and just
Yo,
them
let me get
seeing
some of
it,
that
seeing that, and
Meganium.
just being mortified. There's already the Venusaur Za clip from the anime.
Right. So, one of the things that I think we have to talk about is the Switch 2 is maintaining its same date and price for the system,
Yeah.
but
Sick.
everything else, it's like the Joy-Cons.
What if I just pop up with a Switch 2?
In 2 months?
Pre-orders are starting this week for us, so that's
Yeah,
a
that's
definite no-go for me at least.
Yeah.
I don't have $500 to
just sitting
'cause
around.
I
yeah.
know I'm gonna get
No.
Mario Kart, and Mario Kart's never
Yeah,
gonna go
yeah.
on sale, so
It's not
Yeah.
like they're not talking about it, but this is the Mario Kart sale.
right. Is
Like,
getting
yeah.
Get in
bundled.
that. Get it
Honestly.
in that
That is
bundle.
crazy, but yeah.
And like
Yeah.
with like the base Switch, they were selling Mario Kart fucking bundles damn near all along.
Mhm.
And with this
Well,
one,
that'd
they're
be
like,
their
yeah,
holiday
just the
sale.
just the pre-order, baby. They know they're getting over, especially at that price point.
That's the crazy thing with the PS5. This is the first generation that the people who got the PS5 the cheapest were the people who bought it at launch. So, like, due to
Yeah.
inflation in just the time of 2020 to 2025, like, even though they haven't actually raised the price in the US due to inflation, the price you're spending now is more money technically, even though it's the same number, than buying it at 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is the first
I'd say-
generation, and there are
Dirty
multiple
gaming.
regions where PlayStation has now multiple times been like, "Yep, it's 50 euros more expensive, or it's 5,000 yen more expensive, or it's like." This is the first time
Yeah.
that that's happened anywhere. And now the Switch, that's why it's like really the best plan for the Switch, because the Switch is coming out in this 90-day pause of tariffs. What if once that pause ends, the price shoots up over $100? That's why it's like, I don't have it to do it, but like if I did, it'd be the best course of action, because I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
now
want
it
one.
legitimately seems like if you want to get this thing,
Yeah.
the time is now. But that could also be a part of the fear and greed index, in which case things could let's say things do turn around and change, and tariffs aren't looming anymore, right? They figured out the supply
They're in
chain.
place.
Yeah.
They're twice as bad as they were announced to be. Like, what happens when we get there?
Yeah.
Because that's more likely to happen than
Oh, absolutely.
a harsh
for
U-turn.
sure.
We're not going to stop getting edged. It's never going to happen.
No. It's the meta now.
Yeah. Just fucked and unfucked.
But yeah, so the games are the same price, the system's the same price, all the accessories are now more expensive. So,
Yeah.
hope,
I mean, if it
like,
had to be something,
if my Pro Controller
At least
works,
it's-
I'm totally
yeah.
cool just bringing over my existing Pro Controller.
Oh,
exactly.
Like,
My Pro Controller
Joy-Cons
works.
will work wirelessly. Like, I have a Joy-Con grip. Like, it'll come with a pair of its own Joy-Con. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's all I need.
True.
Just the one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it docked. I'm not really going to be playing it handheld like that. Like, it's like the existing Switch. If I can really just switch out the dock and the Switch with where my current Switch is, and
Mhm.
use the same controller, same
Mhm.
pretty much everything, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Very different economic times, and even when the Switch originally launched, it was like, oh, you get some extra controllers, all this, and now it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, Joy-Cons were always like expensive because I specifically remember bitching about them
Yeah.
when I wanted to replace mine because of drift.
yeah, but now they're almost $100 for a pair. I want to say,
Yeah, it's
Weren't
90
they like 80?
95.
Were they like 70 and 80 back when it first kind of came out?
Yeah, they're about $80.
That's
Or
insane.
might have started off in the 70 range and then they ended up like at about $80.
yeah, I think
Absolutely
the $70 to
insane.
$80 were the original Switch Joy-Cons, but now I'm looking for
Right. Switch 2 is 90 and now it's 95 or 94.99.
that is insane.
Yeah.
It's almost $100 for a pair of Joy-Cons.
One set of Joy-Cons, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But, there's the 8-bit Do controller that works on everything.
Yeah.
And that's, what, about 60, 70?
Yeah.
And that controller is cool.
But there's also, I think if any controller you hook up via dongle, you can hook up to the Switch dock. So I could really use my Xbox controller on my Switch. I'm going to test that with my Switch one. I have that dongle around here.
I know you could use the DualSense with your Switch.
But that you need like an 8-bit Do. That's like a special thing that you have to get a special 8-bit Do adapter. I'm trying to see if the official Xbox adapter that I use for my PC, if I can use that on my Switch. Because I'd definitely use my Xbox controller as a Switch controller.
Yeah. They said Reddit. Someone on Reddit says yes, you can. You just need to buy a Bluetooth adapter.
So yeah, this. Hang on.
That's cool.
This thing.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yep, so I'll use that. Oh no. My Steam Deck just almost knocked a PS5 controller off my desk.
Ooh, that would have been stressful.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
This combo right here can get me Xbox control. And hopefully that works with the Switch too also, because I have multiple Xbox controllers. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Same.
Well, the last thing that I have for this week's episode really is I downloaded all 3 of the classic Marathon games.
Okay.
And I started playing Marathon 1 on my Steam Deck because, like, all of them are under 100 megabytes. So I think it's 100 megabytes for all 3 games, plus the DLC for 2 and Infinity, which is all just free on Steam. So I didn't fully realize how much of a boomer shooter that Marathon was, but I started playing it, and How Long to Beat says 7 hours per game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
That's
think
not
I
bad.
might just, like, brute force my way through these 3 games and watch all these video essays that immediately YouTube started recommending me the second I launched that game. It was like...
Yeah.
They came out, they're like, here, how about the complete story of Marathon 2, and Marathon Infinity in 50 minutes?
Don't worry about how we know about all this.
Why not?
They know, you know how they know. They're like, we saw you watching the Marathon trailer last week. What you doing? Come on, this is you.
After that, I went on Discord.
We saw we linked to your bank account. We saw what your purchase was.
We got your email.
They were free.
Yeah, is your Google account connected to your Steam? Is that your email for it?
No.
Oh, they are free.
Okay, because I could see Google knowing from reading your receipts.
Right.
Because you would have got a receipt from Steam whether you paid for something or not.
They can just see all of your activity.
All of it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some cookies somewhere that says
Cookies.
I watched. You know what it was? I watched the Marathon trailer on YouTube. Like just
there
the
you
trailer for the new one, because that's where all that stuff was happening, and that's how I started.
Right.
Yeah, you gave them
Right.
direct access.
Sure.
But yeah, that was it. I tried out Original Marathon. I killed probably the first 10 enemies and then died, and
Sick.
Whew.
I'm like, then I went to How Long to Beat, and I'm like,
You're like,
I
this
could
is how
probably-
video games used to be.
I mean, I've played boomer shooters before. I've played Doom in a PDF file.
Hell yeah.
They figured out how to play Doom off of a Apple dongle. That was the last thing they needed to play.
Well,
Doom.
they're releasing a copy of Doom that has a box that can run Doom. Like, the box it comes in runs Doom.
I love that.
So yeah, that's the limited run games release of the Doom 1 and 2, like, repackaging they just did of Doom 1 and 2. The box runs Doom. And there's a little replica of one of the enemies in the game that also runs Doom. So essentially you get a physical cartridge or a disc. So you can get it on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, or you can get a digital code for Steam with a box that runs Doom, with a toy that runs Doom.
Essentially, you get 3 copies of Doom.
Yeah, you do. Even though
Two of
Doom
them
is
are
just
portable.
like free everywhere, like
Yeah.
This is steal.
Yeah. What kind of
How could
copy
you
is
not?
it? Like, it's a hard copy, right?
And
Yeah.
a soft copy too.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is a statement.
It's got the liquid copy, They made me with spare parts from you. Like, okay, buddy. Go to bed, Grandpa.
Put a peg, Grandpa. Damn. Yeah.
The One Piece is real.
All right. Well, does anybody have one more thing before we wrap?
Oh man. Oh, did you try out the Alpha Lab for 2X scale?
I did a couple. I did the like 3 prerequisite matches they made me do before it would let me like queue for whatever type of game I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
once I finished those, I hopped off and haven't hopped back on.
Did they add Jinx?
Yes.
She's playable in there. Nice.
Yep.
Anybody else? Or what? That game's launching with how many characters was it?
10.
10?
And and we've already seen some of the characters get their swimsuits. So this is, once again, this is very much we need to get this game out and making money now. We've spent too much time and money developing this. We need to get this making money. So 10 characters and skins.
10 is
going
crazy.
in and going and going.
They're probably going to just start an immediate character feed and get us used to that. Maybe not immediate.
It's not going to be immediate. What's probably going to be is we're going to have this one character. We're going to have 10 characters for probably a month. We're close to a month. That's when we get the second character, and then we're going to hopefully they have a good idea on what the release cadence is going to be when it comes to adding new characters. But
That would be smart.
because if you look at like the big, so the FGC got set on fire like, what was it, last week before? The Tekken patch dropped, and the Tekken patch dropped, and that was the bad patch. But also Street Fighter 5 still hasn't announced any sort of no balance patch. No, they didn't even have.
All we know is Elena comes out the same day as the Switch 2.
Right. And we found that out like 3 days later. Then that trailer came out like 3 days later. It was like, so hopefully Riot sees that you need a really good cadence for this, but who knows what it's actually going to end up being.
Yeah, we'll see. Yep. It was good that because I was in the first Alpha Lab, I was able to just boot up I could go back in my library, re-download the executable, and boot it up in the second Alpha Lab, so that's cool. Yeah. Apparently it works differently on PC, just judging by, because in the first Alpha Lab I got Aber in, but he played on PC and he's saying he can't get in to this one, so your mileage may vary on getting back in.
Yeah, I would have to download it and give it another try.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, this has been a Know It's Good production. The video version's edited by Chris. The audio version's edited by Akuma Santi. The descriptions are written by ChatGPT. Until next time, keep it cheesy.